Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and today I'm going to be doing the next 4 stages, which is pack 3 of the Hachette Partworks release of Build the German U-Boat. So this is the U96 U-Boat, and I haven't brought it up here at the moment because the parts we've got here are really fine detail. It's going to be a little bit of a fiddly issue, this is, but we are going to need to add some parts to the main hull later on in the build, so I will bring that up. Now, if you do want to get this for yourself, I'll put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen. You can scan that and get this all the way from pack 1. I'm going to jump straight into it though, so without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, I'm using all the instructions which are online, and you can see a link to that in my video description. But we are starting on stage 9 here. So let's open this up. And this is basically the first 2 torpedo tubes. Lots of sprues on this, so I am going to need my sprue cutters. And I'm guessing that's going to mean I need my glue as well. Every time I've got sprues now, my eyesight's just getting terrible. I still use these. So the first thing I need is torpedo tube 1. Now, one of these is torpedo tube 3, and there's a stamp of a 3 on there. This is torpedo tube 1, which has got a 1 on there. And the first thing I want is these 2 Q parts down the bottom here. Now, these are going to be fitting into this recess just here. And I want the rivet side to be facing this side here. So I'm just going to do a quick dry fit, see how this looks. Okay, let's go and get a little bit of glue in here. Probably best to put glue actually on this part here. Let's get that one in. So there we go, that's half in like that. I'm just going to be doing the same on the other side with the other half. So that should look like that. Excellent. I then need torpedo tube 3, which looks like this. And again, in the same way, I'm going to be cutting these points off here. These are parts P. To help you align these, there is a little tiny notch in these sections here. So all you've got to do, put some glue on this, is just make sure that that notch goes into the notch that we've got just there. Once again, make sure the rivets are facing this way, and it should be flush all the way around. Okay, I want parts E from this frame here. Again, these have some little notches in here, so we can actually align this up so it fits in the right way. I'm going to do a dry fit because they're fitting in the end here. So again, just going to put some glue just around the edge here. So one on that side and one on that side. Now, probably on the top camera, on this sprue here, we've got parts marked L and R. I need these 2 parts that are marked R. On this one here, you can see we've got these 2 circles on this sprue. I need to cut these off. These are J, and I'm just going to be putting some glue just onto this side here because I'm going to be joining one of these J's to the other side here, and they should fit flush in there like that. There is a little notch so that it's complete. I'll do the same on the other side. Again, a little bit of glue, line up the notch, and then push them together like that. So these are going to be going onto these torpedo tubes here. Now, if you have a look at the top here, we have got a tiny peg that these are going to fit on. They fit on just like that. That's just a dry fit. So again, put some glue in here. Just onto that piece there. That should be ample. Get this piece into place. And just do the same on the other side. So that's both of those in place. Then I need to remove these 2 tiny parts here from this sprue. And I'm just dry fitting these. These are just going to go into the hole that you can see just on the side here. So let me take that out and glue that in. And I'll show you on the top camera. That's what that looks like. Do the same on the other side. Very symmetrical this is. So whatever we do on one, we are doing on the other one. And there we go, that's the second one in place. Then I need this part here, which is part A. Let's get that cut off. And part S, which is this piece here. And quite simply, the pegs on this are just going to go into the holes on this section. So again, I'll do a dry fit just to show you how that looks like that. Again, put some glue in here and that's in place. I need part O, which is this piece. And that one's going to be covering this gap at the end here. It just fits in the sort of recess there. So when I put this on, goes on just like that. So then what I want to do is, you see we've got 4 pegs on the outside of these. I want to just put some glue into each one of these because we're about to put these onto the torpedo tubes. So if you have a look here, we've got these mount positions here and here. Torpedo tube 3 is going to be going on this side. So just get those pegs in here, 1 and 2, push that down. And then torpedo tube 1 is going to be going on the other side. Just get that lined up here, 1 and 2. Make sure it's all the way down. And that is looking pretty cool, as you can see. Now I need this sprue, and I'm going to be attaching these 2 hoses here. Put a little bit of glue just on the edge here, and one in the hole just there, because the first tube is going to go into these points, 1 and 2, just like that. I am going to make sure that's picked up so that it is sitting nicely in there. Excellent. Do the same on the other side with a shorter tube. I think this one is going to require tweezers. And that's the shorter tube in as well. Okay. I can then put some glue just onto these points here, here, here and here, because I'm about to put the top of this on, which is on this sprue here. Make sure the open end here with these arches is where the pipes are, and put this into place. So that should then sit nice and flat in there. That's good. That's in. Now we do have some straps to put on, which are on this sprue just here. Let's get these off. Now they do look the same, except one of these has a notch just on the side here. The one with the notch is going to go on the back onto this section here. So once again, I'm just going to put some glue on these lugs, 1 and 2. And put these in the holes at the top here. So that's that one in with the notch, and do the same with the other one. This one doesn't matter what way round it goes. So now they're both in. I now need part L, which is on this frame, and it's this piece just here. And on that bracket, which had that little tiny lip there, put in some glue on that, because I'm going to be attaching this piece to the side of this. Excellent. I now need part D from this frame, and that's going to take everything off of that frame now. We're finished with that. And that's going to be going into the 2 holes that we can see on this side of the tube. I'm just going to put some glue into those holes. And this has got 2 lugs on it. Let's push these in. Just like that. I need the 3 parts which are now left on this sprue. So let's cut all 3 of these parts off. So the first tiny part H, which looks like a tiny bracket, is going to be going into these 2 holes just here. Part I, which I've got in my hand, a bit of glue on the end here, is going to be going into the hole just there, like that. And then finally I'm going to put some glue just on the main detail now, because the last part that I've got that I've just cut off is going to go in here, and now that's on like that. So now we're working on these pipes. So first one I need is pipe 3. Just cut these off one at a time, otherwise it's going to get a little bit confusing. Now when you cut this one off, it does have this extra bit at the end here. We do have 2 tiny lugs on each side here, so one there and one at the top here. And this is going to go into the gaps just here, and one at the top like that. Okay, I need pipe 5, so let's get that cut off. Being very gentle with this, supporting the pipe as I cut it, because again I don't want the pipe to break. This one's actually held in with just one lug, which is this one here. Putting some glue on that, and that's going to go into the recess just next to the pipe we just put in. Just going to hold that into place, and there we go, that's that pipe in as well. I now need pipe 1. Again, this has just got one locating lug here, and it's going to be going into the hole that we can see just at the front right there. That's good, that's in. Then I need pipe 4, and this time there's 2 pegs on this one, so one is going into that position there, and the other one is just going into, whoops, very fiddly, that position just there, just holding it for a second. So now that one's looking like that. The last one left on this sprue is pipe 2, and again we've got 2 lugs to put this on here and here, and that's just going to be going into the hole next to this one and the hole just on this side here, so it kind of crosses over the pipe we just put in. There we go, that's all of those pipes in place. We've got one more part left on this black sprue here. Let's cut that one off, and that one's going to be going on this peg just here, and that should look like that, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Now we have got these 2 points left on that sprue, but other than that all the other sprues are now empty. Now in stage 10, as you can see here, we got a little bit of hull and we've got some torpedoes. Let's get these out. So I've got 2 propellers. They are opposing propellers though, so if I cut one of these propellers off one frame and one of them off another frame, I can put these together so they look like that. What I want to do is they've got a pin here, very tiny, just to thread through these propellers. So let's get one on that side and one on this side. So that's how that should look. I need to do that with the other 2, and there we go, that's the other ones done. So we've done 2 of those, put them to one side, because I now get to put these torpedoes together. Now what I want to do is I want to put glue onto these lugs, and I also want to be putting glue along the length of these sections here. This is where having a brush makes this a lot easier. Now before I piece these together, I want to take some of the propellers, putting this into the channel here, like that. And now I'm in a situation where I can now piece these together. Making sure that I'm not dislodging those propellers. Perfect. And that is one torpedo done. Check that out. I like that. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other one. And it's exactly the same way. Glue on the pegs. And then on the long side here. Drop in the propeller. And then put the top over. And that's the second torpedo created. Excellent. Fun bit now, we can now load these into the torpedo tubes. I'm just going to leave them out a bit just in case I do need to take these out. I think once these are in, it's going to be incredibly difficult to take them out. But let me just leave them like that for a second. But both the torpedoes are now in the torpedo tubes. I now need this whole piece, which is metal. And I've got a bracket just to put over those 2 sections there. This is held in with 2 AM screws. These are the silver screws that I've got here. And then I've got this bracket here to put on this side, just like that. And again, I've got these silver screws. I now need to bring over the hull section. Hadn't seen this for a while, have we? Okay, this is going to be going onto this side over here. So basically I'm just going to line up the plate, and I'm going to be securing it in with a CP screw just through this top hole here. And then another CP screw just on this side over here. And as you can see, that's that panel in. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 11 is an exact copy of what we've just done. So what I'm going to do this time is just whiz through it. The difference this time is that we still have these two parts from the sprue from the first stage we worked on this pack. So let's get these off. Take off these other sides. Just glue these into place. Get the torpedo tubes. And I want to cut off these ring sections here and glue these into place. So they look like that. I'll just do the same on the other side. Take the ends for the tubes and put these on. Remembering that the notch section goes on top here. On the tabs at the top here, I'm going to put what we just created. So one in there and one in there. These two parts again. Just glue onto these points here and here so I can get this part into this section. I'm whizzing through this now. I know what I'm doing. Take this part and put this around the inner edge here and fix that into place. And then I want to put glue just onto each of these 4 points underneath to put these torpedo tubes in. So number 4 is on this side and tube number 2 will be on this side here. Then I need these 2 pipes and they're going into these places here. So as you can see they're in. Put the top on, making sure that the open side is towards the pipes. Take the brackets and this time make sure that the bracket that's got the tab on, which I've got here, this time the tab's facing this side. So this is going to go on this way. Now we've got a slight difference on this one because we've actually got some torpedo tube ends here. So we're actually going to be putting these onto the ends of the tubes. Now these do have little details on here telling you what tube is what. So this one is 1, this one is 3, this one is 2. They've got sort of lines and this one is 4. I'm going to match these up with the tubes here, but it does also mean that I am going to be putting these in with tubes as well. So I've pushed the tubes in on the first one that we created so I can put these caps on. Now these were tubes, let me double check, 1 and 3. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just pushing these in. I'm not going to glue them in. I'm not doing anything like that. Just in case I want to get these out. I'm never going to be able to pull them out. I have to push them from behind to get them out. So I don't want to seal these shut and not be able to get the tubes out. So all I'm doing, I mean they do stay in there on their own. This is tube 3. Which again is just going in there like that. Now it does fit in there as I said, but if I need to take that off I can. In the instructions it does tell you to glue them in. I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm doing that. Okay, let's cut these ones off. I've done the same on this side. So number 4 hatch is going to go in there. Number 2 hatch will be going in this side. And trust me, you really don't need to glue those in, but they're in like that. I'm very much aware that I am doing this out of sync to the instructions because, well, we've already done this once. Putting this middle section in. Then I've got the 3 details left on this sprue. Actually, I've got quite a lot of details left on this sprue. So, I've got the one that goes on that side there. Push that one in. I've made life hard for myself because I should have put these sections in before the pipes. Certainly did make myself hard for that, but there we go, they're in. And then it's just a case of putting all of these pipes in, so I'll get all of those in now. And there you go, that's the next set of torpedo tubes done. That's the end of that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, again, it's exactly mirroring what we've just done. So, cut the propellers off, put them on these pins, one that side and one that side, so they're fanning out away from each other. Get the glue ready, and again, glue up these torpedoes, drop in the propeller, and then marry it up with the other side. So, another torpedo completed. Do the other one. And there you go, that's another 2 torpedoes done. And once again, I can just push them down the tubes here. They are quite tight, which is why I said I do want to keep these so I can actually get something in there to push them back out again should I need to get these out. But they're in just like that. So that's both of those complete. Excellent. Put them to one side. Bring up this whole piece, and then once again I'm going to be putting these brackets on, one this side and one this side, held in with the silver screws. So now they're in. Bring over the hull, and then this one is going on the other side here. So again, lining everything up just like that. And it's the black CM screws which go into the top here to get this in place. So one there. And just one on this side. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. What an amazing pack. So we have got the torpedoes in here as well. And as I said, if I want to get them out, rather than glue these, because I put them in like that, I can go like this. Grab something from the back here, like this, and then I can just pull the torpedoes out like that. So I'll keep one out for the thumbnail there, but that's why I have not glued these in. You know what makes me laugh? That I was going off on one so much thinking I know what to do that they didn't actually want us to assemble these torpedoes there. They want us to do that in the next stage, but well, I've already done it. We know where they go. They're going to be going in there, so it does look good, doesn't it? So if you do want to get this for yourself, I've put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen. Remember, you folks in the USA can get this too, so if you want to build along with me, then follow that link. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.